Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad, Bryan, to my right, your right. I'm Eli Moon. We are back in the saddle, on the saddle, in the saddle, here on this Thursday edition of Inside Edge Primetime. So happy you're with us. We have a lot to talk about here. The Spurs and Thunder currently in battle in Game 6. We'll talk about them a little bit later when that goes final. Of course, we also have some discussion about some fun videos I found over the course of the day that I'm going to show Chad and see what his thoughts are. We have some fun with that later on. And of course, a whole lot more. Before we get going, of course, reminder, like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. That's Inside Edge Net, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. Check out the socials, Inside Edge Net. Stay locked in with Chad and I every weeknight here with you, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network, weeknights. Of course, you have Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell going over the news of the day, locally and nationally. And, of course, some sports mixed in and some fun conversations like the chicken nugget story at Cedar Point. Oh, my goodness. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. 5 to 6 p.m. Kyle Cornell Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell, 5 to 6 p.m. weekdays. And, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford. Unhinged behavior at an hour you need it most, as AA says in his first ever promo. That's midnight to 1 a.m. weeknights here on the Inside Edge Network, and a lot of great weekly programming as well. So happy you're here with us. So follow at Inside Edge Net if it's your first time and smash the notification bell. Of course, check out the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com as well. You can read about your favorite personalities like Chad and I and everybody across the network that's doing a great job. We appreciate you. So learn a little bit more about us. Go to our partners page. The QR code takes you right up there. Of course, you have W Energy, Fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, Mosser Moments, and SportsMemorabilia.com. Could not do without them, so we appreciate you. And we appreciate you at home because we cannot do without you. We're doing a promo code on the shop. Go get your mug, your hat, your shirt, your polo, your windbreaker, all that great stuff with the promo code INSIDER, 20% off your order until the end of May. So the end of this week, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, get your Inside Edge Network gear. Rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. If we get 10 purchases on the network's website, on the shop page, by the end of May, then we will allow Kyle Cornell to shave my head on an episode on Filter. So we'll see what goes on there. But InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go. And here's where you're going to want to say for the next hour. Chad, a lot to break down in the sports world. However, before we get into all of that, I got to check how you're doing. It's summer, usually these are when the sinuses start acting a little crazy. I had my fair share of it literally right before the show yesterday. I mean, if you would have saw me before, if anybody out there would have saw me before the show started yesterday, you probably would have called for help. You would have said, like, hey, maybe we sub him out. Maybe he's missing this game. Maybe he's questionable to return. I mean, I was questionable to return at 2 minutes before the show, but we made it. We're rocking. How are you feeling today?
I can't say how I texted you and told you earlier how I felt. I can't repeat that really on air. No, I'm the proud owner of a migraine today. And I think
Nice.
I like that it's called a migraine. You can really take ownership. It's migraine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not your grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not your Vetus. He's not my Vetus. He's our Vetus. Our Vetus Sabonis. No, maybe I grew up. Maybe I'm too old. Okay.
I remember Demonis. No, I remember Arvidas, but not, I mean, yeah. Yes, migraines, they aren't fun. They are not fun.
Yes. Yeah, migraines are not fun. They're not fun at all. But yeah, I have one. So like I said, I'm the proud owner. I'm gonna rock it. I'm proud of it. I'm just gonna lean into it, and we're gonna have some fun. And maybe I won't, I don't know. Maybe I won't pass out on air or anything. I think I'll be okay. It's only an hour. We'll be good. We'll get through it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about you. I'm not gonna lie, but I think we'll be okay. I have some stories for you. I know I told the story on air here a few days ago. Was it? Yeah, a few days ago about the cutting the grass. All the days are blended together. But a few days ago, I went to cut the grass. I had some of the worst experience cutting the grass. I'll try to find it. I didn't load it in before the show. I'll load it in and show it after the break if I can get it in time. So our garage, we obviously have like a latch that you lock the door, or the garage door. We got stuff in there we don't want people getting into, and I'll be honest, where I live recently, it's been like crazy. People have been breaking in left and right, just stealing stuff, whatever. Crazy out here, crazy. And so we have this latch. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna cut the grass. It's my turn. Now, for those that don't know, I don't have as much grass as Chad. He has about 3/4 of progressive field. I have about a quarter of progressive field. So I have the other quarter.
That's truth. It's just it's honest. That's proof that Americans will use anything but the metric system to measure. Like I have 3/4 of progressive field.
We didn't come here to play math, all right? We came here to talk about cutting grass.
The yard is about 80 to 90 washing machines big, I think. That's about
that. Yeah, it's about like 25 water bottles worth of a tub, Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I went to cut this grass. So, I lift the latch up, I lift the door up, and I go to close it, and there's like giving me resistance. I got the latch stuck in the garage, like conveyor, like the slide, whatever. I'm not a blue collared, guy, so I don't really know what the freak's going on. And I just see it stuck. So who's my first call to? Papa Moon. I'm like, Papa Moon, I don't know what I just did, but if this never happened to me before, he goes, It's okay. When I get home, I'll fix it. And he did fix it.
And he said, that's real talk. No, he didn't.
He said real talk. He said, remember your voice in every voice. No, I mean, absolutely in that moment, and on a serious note, definitely check out Real Talk Pop Moon Saturdays, 5 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network.
Yes.
But I called him and he ended up bringing out the hammer and he got it back fixed. I don't know what he did. I didn't want to look at it. I was so upset.
Like the literal hammer or the figurative hammer? Was he like, okay.
No, he brought out a literal hammer.
Okay. You never know. I didn't know if he was like, he's the hammer. You know what I mean? Like
he might be. He might be.
All right.
I mean, but in this case, I think he had a literal hammer. And I remember I started cutting the grass, right? And it was a hot day. It was like that 80-degree day. And the mower probably just wasn't ready for it, because it hasn't been out all summer yet. Or, since winter.
Right.
Yeah. And I go to cut the grass. I got to the back part. So, like, the way my grass is, I cut the side, I cut the front, and then I have the tree lawns and then the back little area and then a little side patch. I got all done with the front and the side patch. I had tree lawns in the back. And I start cutting and it just goes, vroom. I'm like, what was that? So I'm like, no worries. So I go to fire it up again, and it would not fire up, Chad, for a solid minute. I'm like, I'm not risking it, bro. We're not doing that. Like, we just got a whole fresh gallon of gas, 5 gallon gas tank. Like, I'm not fooling around with this.
Yeah. So put it back. $300 worth of gas, right?
Yeah. And I tried it out the next day. Long story short, we have a success. I was able to finish cutting the grass. Looks great. I even had somebody like lean outside their window. I live on a main street. So I had somebody lean out their window and go, that's a lot of grass, which is like the worst thing you could hear as you're cutting this mountain of grass. So grass is done. Today I got to go out to the metro parks. Went over actually in Bedford. Went to the reservation and got to walk around with narrator, my bro, part of La Hele. We rocked out and just got to enjoy some nature, man. I'll tell you, there's nothing like getting out in nature, and I think it's so cool right now with summer. We'll get to sports in a moment here. Obviously, got a lot of sports to talk about. We got sports to talk about every single day, but I just think, for the people out there tuning in, just letting you guys know we are human beings. We have to cut the grass. We have to do things to, take care of our mental health as well. And I'll tell you, walking around in nature was amazing today. We found out we were walking in a bike trail for like half of it. And then we realized we need to move out of the bike trail.
I was gonna say, did you get run over? Is that how you found out, or no?
No, we were like walking. We're like, why is this one way more narrow than this one? And we read it said bike trail. So, but yeah, no, it was good. I mean, there was a little close call with the bikes the one time, but it.
Did anybody honk like the bike horn? I wish we had that sound, the bike horn sound.
No, but when you hear that, you're in trouble.
Like, it's too late. Or the bell, ding, ding, ding. Like, forget it. When you hear the bell, first of all, there's going to be a basket on the front of that bike, and you're probably getting run down. So.
And they're probably leaned over, like they're leaned over like Lance Armstrong, like they're booking it.
Right? Yeah, it's fine.
Chad,
that's Wizard of Oz. Have you seen the Wizard of Oz? You've seen the Wizard of Oz? Right?
Yes, I've seen the Wizard of Oz.
If you haven't seen, okay.
Yeah,
we had a whole list of movies. I'm trying to get Eli hip to some movies, man. We don't have to bring the list out, but
there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and he's I don't know, he's being resistant to it. He's like, well, I don't really trust your judgment, so no, I'm not going to watch. No, he didn't say that. But it's hard. It's hard to find time. He's like, yeah, I'll watch that this weekend, and then the weekend flies by, and you can't get to it, man. Life happens, but yeah, we're trying.
Yeah, man.
I hit to some stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Chad, what's some of your favorite summer activities? I know the kids are finishing up with school, I believe, and
they're done.
All right.
Yeah, they're done now. They're done. Today was the last day.
What's some of your plans for the summer with the Bryan household?
Well, I mean, we're gonna try to keep them occupied. We make a summer bucket list every year at the end of school, right? So we'll probably work on that tomorrow. All the things that they want to get done. Usually for Sal, it's like go see a cow. Go pet a cow, go ride a cow. Can't really ride a cow, but he doesn't know.
Would he be on the saddle or in the saddle in that point?
Well, we don't know. He would be saddle adjacent. We're not sure. I think you can use both. I think you can say on the saddle, in the saddle. I'm going to go with in the saddle. I'm riding with Aerosmith on this one, back in the saddle. That's just I'm going to default to them on this one. Again, I'm not saying that they help me make all my decisions in life, but for this particular one, I'm going to go with Aerosmith. Because you can't go wrong, it's back in the saddle. But no, I think sometimes it's like they always want to go to Great Wolf Lodge. That's their thing. That's their favorite vacation spot that they've ever gone to.
Nice.
Every summer, that's like the draw. So they will want to do that. I don't know if we'll make it there this year or not, but they really couldn't care. We went to Virginia Beach last summer. I told you this, right? We've talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
1.5-hour drive, and they were absolutely out. Not out asleep. No. They were out on the drive, like, mentally, psychologically done on the drive. Maybe I'll give them like 41 minutes in. So we were in Ohio, not even to the turnpike yet, really, still on back roads. And they're like, are we there yet? And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. This
isn't going to be good. So by the time we were in the car for 10.5 hours, they were done. And when Matt was on the show last time, we joked they literally fought over sand and water on the beach. So I think maybe the 10.5-hour drive was a little bit too much for them, but we still had a good time, we'll go on a vacation somewhere, just don't know where. Not Virginia Beach, not that far this year. But
what is the argument over sand and water?
Oh, well, they would get sand. They were getting wet sand. They were building little, sandcastle cities or whatever, where we were. We had our setup, and I guess they were, there was a lot of that's my sand. That's my water. That's not how sand and water work. And I tried to explain to them, like, listen, we're not going to run out. Like, there is plenty for both of you. Like, we don't have to. There's no fighting needed, right? We're literally on the beach. Like, two of the most abundant things, like after oxygen, are sand and water. Like, these are three things we don't need to have an argument about. But that's fine. They get a little territorial. So the sand and the water was only theirs that day. They were fighting over that a little bit. Sometimes they would just step on each other's little sand cities, and I'm like,
oh no,
it was bad. Yeah, it was like
oh no,
Godzilla gone wrong. Like, it was terrible, man. It was
think about the people. Think
the
about
humanity. I know the humanity.
The sand people. The humanity. Oh my goodness.
I know we have people like looking back on the looking at us on the beach. Like, what? I was like, we're from Ohio. And they're like, oh, everyone's just like, that's fine. I understand.
They're like LeBron.
LeBron? Do we know you? Yeah, so I don't know. We'll go on a vacation, but yeah, we usually make a bucket list of all the things they want to do. They'll want to, I'm sure they'll want to go to some kind of a water park or something this summer. They go to the pool, whatever, mess around, and we'll figure out some stuff. But yeah, we haven't been to a baseball game in a while, and I'll tell you, my daughter has a peanut allergy. So that keeps us away from a lot of baseball games because inevitably you get a baseball game and you get somebody eating peanut and they're throwing the shells out, whatever, and she's really allergic to peanuts. And that's not anybody else's fault so we just try to stay away from it. We don't really go into that environment. You can't ask somebody, hey, could you stop eating those peanuts, please? You can't do that. So I mean, we stay away from it. So I miss going to baseball games, but we find a lot of fun stuff to do. So
we need to get Chad B to a suite. We need to get you to a suite. The Bryans to a suite, so you can, you don't have to worry about the peanut shells and all that jazz. And yeah, man, we need to get you out there. All right, well, let's figure it out. All right, we got a lot of summer activities planned. Hopefully, you do too. Summer is in full swing. And if you heard Kyle Cornell earlier on Unfiltered yesterday, summer is actually longer because of Memorial Day and then Labor Day being on the 7th, I believe he said, of September. So a little bit later in the year. You get about, I think it's 6 more days of summer.
So is that how that officially works? I'll ask Matt. So Matt's going to be on the show tomorrow. Matt Wentz, WKYC meteorologist. I'll ask him if that's an official thing. Is that like...
So let me dive a little bit deeper.
Aren't we going by the solstice or no? What do we do?
Yeah, so you get 6 or 7 days longer by technical of the holidays. But Kyle did mention that it's still... Summer still like starts on like June 1st or 3rd or something,
20th,
or something like that. So it's still the same as always.
21st, yeah.
Okay, same as always, but with the holidays, Labor Day usually being when you kind of like signify the end of summer.
Yeah.
Technically, for that case, summer's a little longer. So hey, anyway, we'll get it. You know what? We'll take it.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not going to argue with more summer. I don't care how. Yeah, official, non-official, doesn't matter to me.
Oh, it's official.
There you go.
Maybe.
Kyle Cornell official.
That's right. Absolutely. That's why you stay tuned to the Inside Edge Network. Thanks for being along with us here. That's Chad Bryan to my right, your right. I'm Eli Moon. We are Inside Edge Primetime here with you for the next hour or about 45 minutes or so till 11 o'clock or maybe a hair or two after. When we come back, I got some videos I found.
Okay.
Yes. After the break, I found some fun videos over the internet that I wanted to share with Chad. I had some questions for him. So maybe you can chime in the comments as well. Join the conversation. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back right after this.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. There were 15 flavors to choose from. You can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Maser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Maser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MaserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MaserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Hey guys, what an awesome show here on your Thursday on Unfiltered. Got into a lot of different stuff. We talked about some new homes being built, the crazy Cedar Point and chicken nugget story. You got to hear it for yourself. National Hamburger Day 2. Talked about the swatting calls to the Oregon man who's facing a bunch of charges and 10 years in prison, threatening schools across Ohio. Can't believe that story. Tomorrow, going to have Jake Underwood on. He is going to be here. We're going to talk about a lot of news and notes in Northeast Ohio and a Northern Ohio bus driver who passed out behind the wheel of a bus with 15 students on board. One of them called 911. She's in court tomorrow. All that and more on Unfiltered on your Friday, 5 p.m. right here on the Inside Edge Network.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, which, ladies and gentlemen, would mean he's over to your right. I'm Eli Moon, and we're back here with you for the next, let's say 35 minutes or so. I think Chad's got a hot date, so we'll see if we can get him there in time at 11 o'clock Eastern time. With that being said,
not your grain, my grain. It's not your grain.
Yeah, it's not your grain. I feel like that's what they fought. Like, is that what farmers fight over?
Sure.
It's not your grain, it's my grain.
Grains, yeah. Some beans, soybeans, whatever.
Great transition, Chad B, as always. You're so smooth with it. I got a few questions for you. I saw the internet today. I see the internet every day, but I saw the internet today and I had a few.
What are you, Neo? Like, I actually saw the Matrix. I saw the number. Okay. All right.
I saw the internet.
The internet today all around me.
Saw a few videos. I got a few questions for you. You know, I thought today, you know, with it being Thursday, being a nice day out, being summer, we dive into some fun things with the summer. And I think the first one comes from, I know the first one comes from a video from Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland.com reporter for the Cleveland Browns. She had this video. This was the Rooks to Cooks, I believe, camp session for the Cleveland Browns. And this was Spencer Fano, top 10 draft pick by the Cleveland Browns in this past draft that just happened, a month ago.
That's wild.
He shows off
already. Sorry.
I know. No, you're okay. It is crazy. Now, he showed off his dish, which was a stir fry. And we're going to take a look at Spencer Fano, and I got some questions for you, Chabby. All right?
Right.
All right, here we go.
We got our chicken and our steak, and then I diced up a little bit of onion. Gonna put green onion over the top. Got some red peppers, green peppers, and some carrots. I mixed it in with some lo mein, and then put some of the boom boom sauce all over. So if you want to get a little boom boom sauce, you can.
Now, Chad B, are you a boom boom sauce guy?
Probably not. I don't know what that is, but I didn't like the I didn't love the sound of that. Because listen, I have young kids, man, and a boom boom is something that usually that doesn't smell good when it comes out.
Yeah.
And there's a whole nother way you could take that, but I don't know. I don't want to head that way.
Yeah.
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 Maybe I'm going to leave the boom unless if you can give me a rundown of the ingredients of the boom boom sauce. Yeah, I mean, I'd try it, but I find if it's a mystery, if you're like, no, don't worry about the boom, don't worry about what the boom boom, then I'm not. Yeah, we're not doing the boom boom sauce unless we know what's in that.
Are you a stir fry guy?
Yeah. Look at me. Do I look like I've ever turned down any type of meal? We've talked about food numerous times. You know what it does to me. And by the way, what are you doing to me? You know I can't do food. I'm gonna end up eating
it's literally
midnight tonight.
It's literally a tradition, like none other. We have to talk about food at least every other day, and we've been on fire. We've been on 3.
I try to eat it every day. If that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. I had a local establishment. I had a chicken sandwich today.
All right.
Actually, I'll take it back. I won't even just say local establishment. It was your #1 chicken sandwich.
All right. How was it? Yeah.
It was cool.
So today's not Sunday. I know that. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
definitely not Sunday. Yeah. Dude,
I
told you that
Memorial Day being, and then the end of it's going to mess me up for like 5 weeks. I will not know what day it is.
I'm telling you though, bud, listen, I understand that, but what I also understand is putting American cheese on your chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A is literally a game changer. Such a game changer. Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And this brings the question, obviously Spencer Fano going from rook to cook, trying to show up the stir fry, and Chad B going to say, no, on the boom boom sauce.
Chad B, if you tell me what's in it, I'll try it. But that's too mysterious.
I'm gonna run this back one more time. Listen to the ingredients. He put a lot of heart into it, and this is the future left tackle or right tackle. He's gonna be a tackle for the Cleveland Browns, probably left tackle. So let's keep an eye on how if he's putting this in his body and he's feeling good about it. Just watch one more time.
We got our chicken and our steak, and then I diced up a little bit of onion. Gonna put green onion over the top. Got some red peppers, green peppers, and some carrots. I mixed it in with some lo mein and then put some of the boom boom sauce all over. So if you want to get a little boom boom sauce, you can.
If you want to get a little boom boom sauce, you can, Chad B.
Hey, if you want, hey, I'm not going to touch it, but no, it sounds good. It looked good. You can see the picture of it. It looked amazing. Oh, not the picture. It was a video. That was a moving picture. Yeah, it looked amazing. Honestly, his description, I'm sold. I mean, where do I get a plate?
What would you put instead of boom boom sauce?
Listen, as long as I know what's in the boom, I'll try the boom boom sauce.
All right.
I trust him.
That begs the question: what's your go-to dish? You're at, let's say not even just the Bryan household. You're not just trying to appease, the immediate family. Let's say you're out at an Inside Edge Network potluck.
Okay.
And everybody's got to bring a main dish. What are you bringing?
What am I bringing? That's a good question. Listen, I'd probably have to, confer with my wife a little bit, who is Sicilian. I'd have to make sure that the whole. I've done it before. I've made it before, but only a couple of times, so I don't have the whole process down. But man, I'm probably gonna bring some pasta and some homemade sauce. Like that's a thing in our house. We do it every Sunday. And to the point where she would start it on Sunday mornings. And one of my favorite memories, actually, on this network of doing the Browns pregame show with Ryan Moster and TK Dandridge, is sitting up in the studio and starting to smell the homemade sauce. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And then my stomach starts growling halfway through. I'm like, all right, let's just go. Let's predict our winner. We're gonna get out of here early. I got to go eat some sauce. It's not even done yet, but. Yeah, I'm probably gonna bring some pasta, maybe some rigatoni, whatever, and some homemade sauce, some garlic bread. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the whole Italian dish, man. I'm doing it. That's one of my favorite things. And I don't cook a lot, to be honest with you, but it's usually my wife, and she does a great job. So you don't get in the way of that. But obviously on the nights where it's a necessity, yeah, I'm making dinner. But yeah, homemade sauce it's a fun thing. It's cool to like make it and be like, man, I did this. I didn't like open a jar. And it's fine. If you're gonna eat sauce out of a jar, that's fine. You don't come in our house with that stuff. You might get kicked out by my wife, but it's fine if that's what you do. But it's making it like from scratch is pretty cool. Cool process.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not the biggest cook myself. Unless you want some Tyson nuggets and some French fries thrown in the air fryer, then I am your guy. Papa Moon makes a mean. He just did it the other day. We're gonna get some ingredients back for it tomorrow. Pesto chicken, and it was so good. He had oh my goodness, mushroom, mozzarella cheese melted all over. It was phenomenal, Chad B. We made some goulash the other night. Some
Man, you
goulash.
said that. Yeah. I'm still stuck on the ham and scalloped potatoes from your sister. Like months.
My sister can throw down. Now,
Yeah.
and spoiler alert, my sister will be joining Papa Moon this Saturday at 5 p.m. My sister Maddie will be joining and sitting down with Papa Moon. They probably will talk about cooking at some point, I'd imagine.
Okay.
And
Give the scalloped potato recipe on the. Do you know? Is that gonna?
we'll have to find out Saturday.
All right.
And we'll have to see if she spills the beans. But I'll tell you this.
She makes beans too.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's a saying. Sorry.
You know, like what is it when you put beans, pinto beans, and you put like what? Like the turkey leg. Like turkey leg and pinto beans. You ever done that?
I don't think so, no.
We're gonna get you hit, pal.
All right.
We're gonna get you hit. All right. Well, I'm sure if W. Anthony Alford's watching, he's probably cooking his dinner right now. He's probably starving. So Chad and I, unfortunately, have to sit with stomachs growling with you for the next.
Literally, my stomach is growling now.
Yes, but we're blessed nonetheless to be with you here the last 29 minutes or so. We are rocking and rolling. We got a lot more action-packed stuff, including this excerpt from Mike Brown. Mike Brown, the New York Knicks head coach in his first year, brings the team to the NBA Finals. And you're wondering, what are the Knicks talking about right now? What are they doing? Finals don't start till Wednesday. What are they doing? Spurs and Thunder duking it out. They may go to Game 7. What's Mike Brown talking about? Well, Mike Brown seems to be chill, but Mrs. Brown, Mike Brown's wife, seems to be a little starstruck. Take a look, Chad.
All right.
Yeah, watching the trophy celebration the other night, there's all these non-Knicks out there, these celebrities. Was that like all your other past celebrations? And have you gotten to know these folks at all? Like, I remember beginning of the season, you said Spike gave you a hug, and you weren't sure Spike even knew who you were up until then. What's it like now?
I've actually gotten to know Fat Joe a little bit. He used to kill me man, about my shoes. he used to kill me. He tried to tell me I need to get some Nikes because they got more cushion and all this stuff. And he took a picture of my stepson, and my stepson was fired up. And I've always been a fan of his, but he's probably the only one that I've really gotten to know. Again, I talked to Spike a couple of times. I really haven't talked to anybody else. I know that she's gonna kill me, but when we were, my wife Ro, Ben Stiller was over there. I don't think I've ever met Ben, but he was over there, and she was like, "Ben's over there." I was like, "Go get a picture. I'm sure he'll take a picture with you." "No, I can't do it." So, Fat Joe's probably the only guy that I really know. Spike too, a little bit, but it was cool. It was cool to have him there.
It was cool. And Mike Brown being as cool as a cucumber, Chad B, when it comes to, I met these guys. Yeah, I ran into a few of them. Fat Joe and I are cool. Spike Lee, he's cool, man. But Ben Stiller, I don't really know that guy. And his wife being starstruck. Pretty interesting. Even though they have been, Mike Brown's been the head coach now for a full year. They're at pretty much every Knicks home game, most of these guys.
Yeah.
The fact that she's still getting starstruck kind of begs me to ask you the question. Chad B, this can be younger Chad B. This can be right now Chad B. But who would you be starstruck around?
I was just thinking about this the other day, and I honestly, I'll be honest with you. You're gonna laugh at me. So my daughter is a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I thought she almost seems larger than life, right? I was a little impressed when I saw her at the Cavs game. I was like, wow, it's crazy. Taylor Swift is there. I think I would be a little bit starstruck meeting Taylor Swift, but Michael Jordan, I think, is the one guy for me that I might, I don't know. I would feel again, larger than life, right? You grew up watching Jordan, and I mean the whole, the shoe empire, man. I mean the guy's just literally bigger than life, right? And I think some of the fact that we know the human side of him, right? That he had a little bit of a gambling thing. We know that. So those things bring him back down and kind of make him feel like a human again. But yeah, I mean, growing up watching Michael Jordan, I think that would have been a big one for me. And I've met a few celebrities. I've met a couple here and there and had a conversation, and they're like us, right? They're just people. They're just really, really good at something, or they've gotten really popular for one thing or another, whatever, right? But they're just like us. They're people. They have everyday struggles that maybe we don't relate to because we don't have millions or in some cases billions of dollars. But they still struggle. They still struggle with mental health, and they still struggle with all the stuff, and sometimes there are voids that people have that all that money doesn't fill. So yeah, they're just like us, they're in one way or another. But you got me thinking. I was looking at. I was like, what shoes was Mike Brown wearing just a moment ago? So I looked it up. He was wearing some Chuck Taylors, by the way, before. And then there's a picture.
Oh,
He got some Nikes on. So
Chuck Taylors are cool though, man.
and
Man,
yeah,
come
the
on.
Nikes probably have a little bit more. Yeah, there's a little more comfort there. But
Yeah,
what about
probably.
you, man? Who would you be starstruck to meet? Like right now or younger, whatever.
Probably younger Jim Tomey, just because like I modeled my entire baseball game around like Jim Tomey,
Yeah.
the tall socks, the high socks, batted lefty, played a little bit of first, played a little bit of third, here and there. I mean I caught as well, as catcher, but probably Jim Tomey. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know about starstruck because they are, just people just like us. But I think Jim Tomey had a big impact on my sports life, and I would love to meet him. I think it'd be incredible. I think I flash back to the wrestling world too. I think it'd be crazy to meet some of the old school legends of like WWE. Like Sting. I mean Sting's more WCW, but he did have a WWE appearance. But like Sting, Undertaker, those guys. I think
Okay.
it'd be cool to like see these like larger than life guys that like really mystified the entire like wrestling world for a time. That'd be cool. I think that'd be pretty cool too. One guy I wouldn't want to meet though is Danhausen. I love Danhausen. I don't know how much I love him anymore after he cursed our Cavaliers. We gotta be careful around that guy. He's very nice. He's very evil. So that would be one I'd be a little nervous. I don't want to be starstruck. I'd just be nervous around.
Who's the biggest celebrity you've met, like that you've actually had a personal interaction with?
Like personal, like not like press conference. Like I mean, I've done like Cavs games and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could count, but I mean, just like a random, like you were in a place, they were in a place, and you met, you talked, whatever.
I mean, I met Steven Jackson at the Hall of Fame. Like me and Papa Moon and Lil Moon, I guess. My little brother Austin. We met Steven Jackson right after his Rams tenure when he was like kicking ass, and we thought he was on a trajectory for a Hall of Fame. I mean, if you remember Steven Jackson when he was first started off in the league, he was tearing it up.
Yeah.
And we met him up, and he actually took the time. He was at the Hall of Fame. He was shooting some like documentary or some series or something for the Hall of Fame. He stopped. Papa Moon asked him. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Jackson, can you give some advice to my kids, my sons about like how to be successful in life? We'd love to hear from an NFL athlete." And he stopped it, Chad, and talked to us for like 10 minutes, like just straight up talked to us, just like had a conversation. I mean, I was in my early teens. My little brother's like 9 years old, 8 years old. I mean, so that was pretty cool, man. Other than that, I think one of my coolest things, and it's actually on YouTube, you can go check it out. Just look up Eli Moon talks to Roman Reigns. I actually interviewed Roman Reigns, who's like the biggest star in WWE right now, depending on who you ask. I interviewed him right before he fought Triple H back. They're on WrestleMania 42, I think, coming up this year. So that was this WrestleMania. The next one that happens in April or whenever will be 10 years after I interviewed Roman Reigns, like when he was on the come up. So I thought that was pretty cool too. How about you, pal? How about you?
Well, before we get to me, let's check out Double A's comment. He said, "Yeah, Bob Costas on the fan." He called. He picked up. That's pretty crazy. That would have gotten me too. I'd be like, "Oh, that's." And you don't listen. You recognize the voice immediately when Bob Costas picks up, right? Like that's like the soundtrack to like every major sport of my childhood, basically. I mean, I know the World Series, the Olympics, whatever.
Yeah,
Bob Costas was on it, so yeah, that's pretty cool too. Man, I think personally, long time ago. Went to first I went to an Ohio State Michigan game at Michigan, and then the next year I went to a Penn State Michigan game. And that second year that I was there, I had a buddy who had a friend of his that was a defensive lineman for Michigan at the time. So we met a lot of guys. Met Rob Renus, met who else? Met David Terrell, Anthony Thomas, met a lot of guys or whatever. But I had an opportunity to have a pretty decent conversation with none other than Tom Brady at the time. And I remember it was funny when I met him. I wore my Ohio State stuff the first year. I did not do that the second year. I just was like, I'm gonna go in neutral and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So went in and watched the Michigan Penn State game. By the way, I think there were like 5 or 6 missed field goals in that game on both sides total. It was wild. Anyway, I was just like a really weird game. But after the game, I remember they were like, "Hey, this is Tom or whatever," and he was the backup quarterback. He was like, I think he would make some starts that year, but like Drew Henson was the guy. So it was like my whole conversation with Tom Brady basically consisted of him making fun of me because they told him I was a Buckeyes fan. He's like, "Well, nobody's perfect, And then we talked for a couple minutes. And he's like, "You want to go meet Drew Henson?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." You know what I mean? Like, "Yeah, I'm gonna meet Drew Henson. That's awesome."
Yeah. That's awesome.
It was funny to see Tom Brady, like, basically introducing me to the starting quarterback when he was the backup. Like, he thought that was funny. But yeah, super nice guy. I mean, he wasn't, obviously he wasn't famous. He wasn't Tom Brady yet, but
he was so tough. He was. I mean,
that was his legal name, but yeah, he wasn't like the Tom Brady that we know, 7-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
But it was funny. He was a super personable guy, funny. You know what I mean? Just like super laid back, like whatever.
That's awesome.
California kid. But yeah, it was fun, man. That's probably the biggest celebrity that I've met face to face, shook hands with, and actually had a conversation with.
That's cool. I think like the biggest deal that's been made of is not an athlete, but like the biggest deal all my entire family, pretty much like the women in my life, like my mom, my sister, all my cousins, everybody. We all went to see Elliot Yamin. I don't know if you remember Elliot Yamin from American
Yeah.
Idol.
Yeah, I do,
Okay,
actually,
he was
yeah.
like at a Walmart, like like after like American Idol that season ended, and he was like dropping his debut album, and he was signing autographs and taking pictures in Walmart. And my entire family flooded to this Walmart to get pictures with Elliot Yamin, who I mean, he could sing his ass off for a minute. I'll tell you.
I remember when he was on, I used to say Elliot, yeah, I remember I did it.
Yeah, yeah. Not to be not related or to be confused with Yao Ming.
No, not
Yao
yeah.
Ming.
He's not 7'6", or he did not play in the NBA. But yeah,
He sure did not. Sure did not.
oh, I said that. Yeah.
Yes, very interesting conversation though, champion. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I stumbled across those on the internet today. Figured we mix it up a little bit. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna let you go get your caffeine, your dinner, whatever you need. We got another segment here for you. Our final segment. We're gonna talk about these Spurs and Thunder. We got some discussion points on the Thunder. Double A touched a little bit on it yesterday with Midnight Run at the beginning of his show. If you missed it, go back and check it out after our show, of course, in that little break in the 11 o'clock hour, and then get ready for Midnight Run with Anthony Alford at midnight here on the Inside Edge Network. But we'll talk about the Thunder, the Spurs. Are they going to a Game 7? It pretty much is gone finally here. Almost. We are almost there. So
I mean, it
make
looks
sure.
like it's headed to Game 7.
Sure does, buddy. Like, subscribe, follow, all that great stuff, Inside Edge Net and all the socials, so you can stay locked in with Chad and I, Double A, Kyle Cornell, all the weekly programming, the daily programming, and go check out all your favorite personalities here on the Inside Edge Network at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Go ahead and check out the shop page. If you go to the shop, you can go ahead and use the promo code INSIDER for 20% off your order on windbreakers, hats, mugs, shirts, polos, all that great stuff. Go rep the network and Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And of course, again, like, subscribe, Inside Edge Net. Check the website out. QR code takes you to the partners page, W Energy, sportsmemorabilia.com, fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, W Energy, and Moss Moments. I think I said W Energy twice because we love them so much. Couldn't do without you as well at home. Go check all that out during the break. And when we come back, talk some Spurs and Thunder. What's going on? Well, let's talk about it. Back after this.
Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Hold up, I gotta get my millennial pause. Okay, Eli and Omar, we're not gonna bury the lead. Last night on Midnight Run, we had midnight conversations, and we were talking about elite weed smokers.
Yeah, we sure were. We sure were. And there's a long list, from Snoop Dogg to Martha Stewart to Blast from the Past from all over. The comment section was on fire. So somebody was having a good time, it seemed like, and we were having a great time here on air too, Omar. I mean, my goodness gracious. Omar, you always have those sunglasses on.
It gets real loud in here.
Okay.
Well, we intended this to be a chilled segment, but it never is. It's Midnight Conversations every Wednesday on Midnight Run. We also, I laid it out. I think you're going to have Giannis and LeBron and Jason Kidd as an assistant coach here in Cleveland with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I laid out last night how it can happen. Coming up tonight on Midnight Run, we got a lot more stories to get to. Oh, we didn't talk about the Browns. Did you see the QB tracker? They all threw picks. They all sucked. We'll see you tonight on Midnight Run.
Oh, the conversations had at midnight. Oh, buddy. The conversations had at midnight. Well, that's Wednesday. Those would be midnight conversations. Tonight, we're going to have 10:50 p.m. conversations. We're back on Inside Edge Primetime here. My guy, Chad Bryan, to your right, which means, of course, ladies and gentlemen, that means he is to my right as well. Your right, my right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back, rocking and rolling. Final few minutes of the show. And if you needed a reason to tune into Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, I mean, that's it right there, pal. Yeah, not much more to explain about that, Chad, than just, if Like, subscribe, follow Inside Edge Net on all the socials. Make sure you check it out. Stay locked in with what Double A's got going on, what we got going on, Kyle, all the daily shows, and the weekly shows as well. I mean, make sure you check out the website. Read about all your personalities. You probably won't read about anything like that, but you will read about us, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And, of course, our partners cannot do it without you. W Energy, Monster Moments, sportsmemorabilia.com, fanatics.com, LERoseFragrances.com, and couldn't do it without you at home. So thank you so much. We have a great code right now, promo code Insider, 20% off your order in the shop. Go rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. Go ahead and use that promo code Insider, 20% off at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. All right, Chad, final few moments of the show. We haven't talked too much about these Spurs and Thunder. They are winding down here. Spurs up 110-84 over the Thunder, 4:34 to go. That's what I got here on my end. And well, good. That means we're nobody's time traveling today. Good.
You never know. You never know.
The big discussion, right? The big discussion coming up right now has been the officiating. And Adam Silver, Double A played the clip on a Midnight Run yesterday, was talking to Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee show about, hey, I think the officiating is incredible. It's been incredible. And, this comes after Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's team has sent, underdog a cease and desist to stop with like the flopping, judgment, I guess you can call it. What have you thought so far of, I guess, not even just the Thunder's run, but just the Western Conference Finals and the way it's been officiated and just overall series thoughts? Because we haven't talked too much about these Western Conference Finals.
No, we really haven't. I mean, we had enough of our own conference finals to talk about, because it was a nice, their game 6 will be, analytical game 6 will be tomorrow night, right? I think they're.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Spurs and Thunder started before us, and it's still is going after our series.
Yeah. Well, that happens.
That happens.
It felt like the Cavs lost a couple of games in one night, but that's fine. You get the series over.
Analytically, they're tied, so we're going.
Well, yeah, and you can get on to vacation more quickly, I think, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really watched every minute of this Western Conference Finals, but I've seen enough to know that the officiating is not. What do you say? Fantastic?
Incredible.
Well, yeah, it's hard to believe. So I guess in a roundabout way, he got that. He nailed that. Yeah. It's kind of hard to believe. I have seen, and I sent you a story today, and it was from Bleacher Report. And I apologize. I don't know who. I can't remember who the author was. I'm having a day, man. It's been a hectic day, but
it's night, Chad. Just so you know, it's night.
Oh, is that why it started? I wondered. I thought it's going to storm. I was like, we're going to lose power in a second. But we're okay. It's night. It's fine. Everything's good. It said, it asked, it's really to the point, if the Thunder's play style was becoming a problem for the NBA. And I mean, listen, we've always had teams that commit hard fouls. I mean, I was like, well, that's not, look at the Pistons in the 80s, early 90s, whatever. Like the Pistons were tough, man. You had Bill Laimbeer in there, and I mean, they had Dennis Rodman for a run. They were tough. They were going to D you up, and they were going to make you earn every single point that you scored, especially if you tried to come in the paint, right? That's the way it went. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. And then I see guys, pulling hair, and I'm like, okay, that's probably a little extra. Stomping on Wemby's foot, on a free throw, so he can't, get up off the floor and get a rebound. And I'm like, all right, like the little things, you hook a guy's arm or whatever, not a big deal. It looks like a dirty play. Stomping on his foot was a little extra. But it's really all the and it was funny in that post. Someone said that they're calling the Thunders like they're leaning in to draw fouls or whatever, and they're calling that the smooth criminal. They showed Michael Jackson leaning. Or
oh no!
Hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a fine line, right? Like a lot of that stuff when you call it flopping, those are actually hustle plays, right? You're selling a charge or you're selling a foul or whatever. But when you're completely, I don't know what the word I'm looking when you're just creating that out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like an Oscar performance.
Yeah, that's a little too much. I think that's different. A lot of people. I remember Derek Jeter one time. A ball went really close to his jersey, and the umpire felt that it got him, and he said it hit him. And people were mad at Jeter for going to first. Like he's not going to take a free base, right? Like some of that stuff is just like what you do to give your team an advantage, right? If you sell the charge and it gets called. I mean, hey, what happens? You get the ball back, right?
Right.
Or just picks up a foul. I mean, those are good things. So sometimes it's a little weird to me when people say, "Oh, so and so flops, LeBron, this and that, flop, whatever." That's weird. But then you watch some of what OKC has been doing in the series, and I'm like, okay, that's egregious, man. Like this is why I get why people wow, words. Woo. Order hard. People get mad at that. I get why people get mad. Like I get why people are upset about it, right? Like it's too much. It's one thing to sell a foul. It's another thing to completely, like I said, just draw it up and make it up out of nowhere. There's no contact. You got guys falling down, and the officials are just like, "Hey, fell down. I got to blow the whistle," right? And it's working. So that's infuriating if you're a Spurs fan or if you're just not a Thunder fan or if you just really want to watch good basketball. And I get why people are a little bit upset about that. I mean, it's a little too much, right? I mean, that's extra. That's too much.
Yeah, it is. You know, and Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, is never going to come out and talk about his defending the league's defending NBA champions. He's not going to say, yeah, the officiating is a little questionable with OKC. It's just not going to happen. I mean, the league wants their stars to prevail. Now, granted, he's going up against, Shea and OKC. He's going up against the star, in my opinion, and a lot of our opinion here on the network, Victor Wembanyama. Like, he is the face of the league. He's quickly becoming that and has became that, I believe, already. And, you see, the aggressive fouls on Wemby, Lou Dort diving into De'Aaron Fox's ankle and sending him back to the shelf for a moment. I mean, just some of these questionable plays, and then you see Shea just flop it. I mean, legit, and not even just flopping, just acting like, I took a jump shot and somehow my legs got from underneath me. And, I mean, it's just some of the silly, most bogus stuff I've ever seen, Chad. And it's like, how can you respect an NBA champion? People want to talk about respecting rings. They want to talk about the 2020 Lakers and the COVID, bubble, and that's a Mickey Mouse ring. They want to talk about different rings not mattering. I mean, how can we respect OKC as basketball fans if this is the way they're winning it? Because the free throws are nearly the reason they're winning some of these games. And I know Kyle Cornell has his opinion on Unfiltered about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being a top 2 player in the NBA. I just don't see it. And I know the accolades. I get it. They've given accolades to some guys that haven't deserved it before. And this year he didn't deserve it. I'm going to be very clear on that. Victor Wembanyama deserved that award. If not him, Nikola Jokic. If not him, Luka Doncic. I don't think it was Shai's year.
Averaging a triple-double. Sorry to cut you off. And not really even being in the MVP discussion. I mean, he was, but that's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think the league's trying to force the Shai agenda, trying to force the Thunder on us in terms of if they can go back-to-back and Shai wins, then he's got to be the face. And I think that's why a lot of people are rooting for the San Antonio Spurs. I got a lot of people I rock with in San Antonio, so I'm rooting for the Spurs. They are putting belt to ass right now to OKC in San Antonio. Last I looked, right now, 118-91 with 30 seconds to go, so it'll probably be a few more points here or there, and that'll be a final, and they'll be heading to Game 7. And I guess that leads me to this question here, Chad. We can talk a little bit more about this malpractice of professionalism, I shall say. But we'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, because Game 7, I believe, is... as long as nothing crazy, absolutely crazy happens, Game 7, I believe, would be Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Just went final.
Okay.
So,
all right. Nothing crazy. Game 7.
Analytical. That's a real Game 7. That's going to actually happen. So
ours is analytically. So if you're wondering when, it'll actually, I take it back, Saturday 8 p.m. It'll be Spurs and Thunder Game 7. So we'll talk about, tomorrow a little bit more of a matchup idea of like this and that and more of this flopping stuff. But early on, 3 games. Don't need you to break it down analytically. But if I just came up to you and said, hey, you're putting $20 on Spurs or Thunder in Game 7, who are you putting $20 on?
Man, the Spurs have just like surprised me a couple of times in this series. Like tonight, huge win, 118-91. It's a blowout. But knowing what I know about, some of the calls that I've seen, I would probably be. And see, this is why when people say sports are fixed or they're steered in a certain direction, I push back against that immediately. I'm like, stop. That's it. Yeah, it's entertainment, but I mean, they let it play out. But I don't know. I mean, some of these calls are like I said, they're pretty egregious. If I had to think analytically like that with my heart, I might put it on the Spurs. I think the Spurs might go get it done now. And I had said before the series started, I said the Thunder's going to come out probably 6 games. They look too good. They're too complete. They're too whatever. The Spurs just aren't quite there yet. I think the Spurs have shown us that they're there, right? They're ready. They're here. They're on the stage and they're ready to go. But I think if I just knowing everything I know about the way it's gone so far with the whistles and the way they've been, I would probably put my $20 on the Thunder tomorrow or Friday, whatever night, Saturday night.
Saturday, yeah, you're all good. You're all good, pal.
I told you I don't know what day it is anymore. Memorial Day, the end of school, it gets me every year.
No, I get it. I would lean towards the Spurs. I said the Spurs when the playoffs started. I said the Spurs are going back to the NBA Finals for the first time since I believe 2014. This is their first Western Conference final since 2017. So I think they're getting back there. I think they have mustered through the storm. They've dealt with all the BS, and it's one game, winner take all. They've won in OKC before. They can do it again, and I think they will do it again. I think they will have a Victor Wembanyama performance for the ages. Dylan Harper's heating up even more. If they get that contribution from Stephon Castle, who, the turnovers have kind of been rearing their ugly head at times during the series, but if he can limit those, and De'Aaron Fox can give him something, and those other guys around him, Vassell, Champagne, those other guys, then they should be in a good spot. Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. I think I would lean towards the Spurs if I was putting $20 on it, pal. So
we laughed earlier, and I'm looking now at the final stats, and De'Aaron Fox had 5 points, 1 of 9 from the floor, and he was plus 17. And we joked about, I said, man, James Harden at one point had 28 points. He was like minus 19 after a game. I'm like,
but analytically, he was plus 33.
Analytically, he's the best ISO defender in the history of ISO defenders. I don't know if you knew that.
He sure is, pal. And he's going to be getting an extension here in Cleveland. So get ready for more of that.
Yay.
Awesome. Let's get to the final thoughts, Chad B. Do you want to go first or want me to go first?
I want you to go first. I always
enough. You can tell me to go first.
Final thought, I have initial thoughts, and that's it. That's all I can get through. So final thoughts are tough for me. Let's go.
I would say my final thoughts are just get out in nature. I said at the beginning of the show, get out in nature. It's getting nice, getting summer. Go find a metro park that you've never explored before and find some cool things. Get to see all the wildlife running around at least a little bit and see some flowers, some nice trees around you. Get the vibe out. Don't wear your nice shoes. Don't be like Eli Moon and wear your nice shoes and worry about it for a moment there. Everything came out okay. The shoes came out okay. I'm all right. Look at me. Here I am. Just get out in some nature. Enjoy yourself. Tell somebody you love them. And just remember, man, we are moving along here in this thing we call life, and just embrace it, man. Whether you're a Spurs fan, a Thunder fan, a Cavs fan, a Knicks fan, a whatever, a Portland Trail Blazers fan, whoever, just whatever team you rock with in whatever sport, just enjoy yourself. Even if you're just not necessarily a big sports person, you tuned in and just wanted to rock out, and then hey, enjoy what you do, whether it's art or electronics or whatever it may be. Just go out and enjoy yourself. We love you. We appreciate you. That's my final thoughts. Chad B, over to you, my bro.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that. I think it's important to just take the time to do things that you enjoy, right? Like sometimes we get so wrapped up in all the stuff we have to do, all the responsibilities and all the things. And my wife gets that way. And sometimes I try to remind her, like, hey, it's okay to stop and slow down and just like enjoy, a few hours or a couple of days here and there and not feel like you have to live up to everybody's expectations or handle all the responsibilities today. Sometimes those responsibilities, they're still there tomorrow, right? And it's okay to take that breath and just sort of, like you said, get out in nature and enjoy the sun, enjoy whatever, the trees, the birds, whatever you like, man, the wildlife, like you said. And sometimes that can be animals or people. When you go out and you watch the wild, that can be people too. You never know.
Sure can.
Yeah, for sure. Me included. But no, I just think it's important to take the time to, of course you got to handle your responsibilities, right? You got to go to work. You got to get all that stuff done. You got to get the kids moving in the right direction. You got to, you got to make sure they eat every day. That's important. Drink water and stuff. But yeah, I think sometimes it's okay to just take a moment for yourself and just kind of breathe and enjoy yourself and just do something that maybe de-stresses you or makes you feel good about yourself or good about life or whatever. Just take a moment to kind of, just kind of disconnect from all the stuff, all the technology and all the emails and the reels and TikToks and everything else, man. And just kind of take a moment and decompress and breathe, man, and just enjoy yourself and live your life.
Absolutely. I love it, Chad B. And that's going to do it here for us. Go live your life for the rest of the evening and live your life for the entire life. Go do your thing. Enjoy yourself, rock out, and make sure you stay tuned in here on the Inside Edge Network while you're going for your stroll or whatever. Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up at Inside Edge Net and all the socials. InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to be. And of course, that's going to do it for us. Midnight Raw with Anthony Alford coming up at midnight to 1 a.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Again, Inside Edge Net. Go follow, like, subscribe, all that great stuff. So when AA is going live, it's going to be a separate stream, but it is going to be on Hinge. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a pre-Friday show. It's Thursday show, so we never know what he got up his sleeve. Of course, InsideEdgeNetwork.com is where you're going to want to go as well. Check out the partners page. Couldn't do without them. Couldn't do without you. So for that, we have a promo code. 20% off your order with the code INSIDER. 20% off mugs, shirts, polos, hats, all of that great stuff. Windbreakers. Go ahead and use the promo code and read about your favorite personalities. Chad and I and everybody who does a great job on InsideEdgeNetwork.com. All right, that's going to do it. For Chad Bryan to my right, your right, I am Eli Moon. We thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We're back for a very fun Friday, a new rendition of Friday Free For All. We tried it a few weeks ago. We got a different spin on it this time around. We can't wait to show you that. For Chad Bryan.
I don't even know what that is. I can't wait for it.
buddy, we went over. Okay.
I
For
don't.
Chad Bryan, to my right, your right, I'm Eli Moon. For everybody here on the Inside Edge Network, for W. Anthony Alford, the program director, for Peter Tellep, the owner of the Inside Edge Network. Again, Chad, Eli, that's us. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.